أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا.
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
لا إله إلا الله.
حق لا إله إلا الله محمد عبده ورسوله. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة والصلاة. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستغفره ونستعينه ونستهديه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي المقصرة أولا بتقوى الله، فاتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. ثم أما بعد. All praise are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious and the most merciful. The best of His peace and blessing shall be bestowed upon His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and upon those that follow his footsteps. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, respected guests, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with the holy book revealed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a book of guidance. Can you imagine, as a human being living on earth, having access to information revealed by the Creator to help you live the best life? Just think about this concept for 1 second. If you're well connected and you have direct line to the Prime Minister's office, that you can get whatever information you need, early warnings, guidance, so you can live the best life you can in Canada, it'll be something amazing to have. Well, guess what? You have this open line with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You just need to hold it, read it, and understand it. Part of the guidance that we're going to be talking about today is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed us in Surah Al-Baqarah first. This is the second surah, chapter 2. In verses 204 to 208, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about two types of people that will appear on earth. Since in the Quran these types are mentioned without any specific names, then this is absolute. These types will appear all the time. You just look for them around you so you can understand what's happening, especially in difficult times. In these ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُعْجِبُكَ قَوْلُهُ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَيُشْهِدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا فِي قَلْبِهِ وَهُوَ أَلَدُّ الْخِصَامِ وإذا تولى سعى في الأرض ليفسد فيها ويهلك الحرث والنسل فحسبه والله لا يحب الفساد وإذا قيل له اتق الله أخذته العزة بالإثم فحسبه جهنم ولبئس المهاد ومن الناس من يشري نفسه ابتغاء مرضات الله والله رؤوف بالعباد يا أيها الذين آمنوا ادخلوا في السلم كافة ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين. Very important ayat for us to understand. Allah talks about two types of people. And the second type is a result of the first type. And the first type is people that are hypocrites. People that are claiming something, but they're doing the opposite. And these people might be your friends, close people to you, just normal individuals. They might be officials. They might be in government. They might be at work. They might be in school. They might be your superiors. They might be your subordinates. It applies to individuals, it applies to groups, applies to communities. You just listen, watch, evaluate, know how to deal. Why? So we can avoid problems, minimize risks, open chances for growth and prosperity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about those people, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُعْجِبُكَ قَوْلُهُ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. These people, you would like what they say. The words are sweet. They promise you the world. يُعْجِبُكَ قَوْلُهُم. They're fascinated by their words. Oh, they're going to do this for us. They're going to protect us. They're going to take care of us. You will love their words. وَيُشْهِدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا فِي قَلْبِهِ. And he will go as far as saying, Allah knows that I'm honest. I swear, I promise. I'm honest. Trust me. Believe me. I'm honest. I mean well for you. وَيُشْهِدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا فِي قَلْبِهِ وَهُوَ أَلَدُّ الْخِصَامِ. Despite of his or her good words, despite of their promise of being honest, هُوَ أَلَدُّ الْخِصَامِ. They are the enemies. They are the ones that will argue. They are the enemies. And as explained, ألد الخصام could be ظالم لا يستقيم كاذب القول شديد القسوة في معصية الله. This person could be a real tyrant, liar, meaning will always wish you ill, but they portray themselves as good people. What else can we know, or how can we know these? What are their characteristics? دعواهم ومقالتهم جذابة تعجب الناس. Sweet words, beautiful words, great promises, كثير الجدال. They argue about everything. You ask them a question, they find a way around it. They can justify everything they do. They're really good at it. فساده يعم في الأرض وإذا تولى سعى في الأرض ليفسد فيها ويهلك الحرث والنسل. We see the difference between their words and their actions. They said beautifully, as an explanation in Arabic, عالم اللسان جاهل العمل. Moreover, يتكلم بالحكمة ويعمل بالخطيئة. عالم اللسان, their words show knowledge, wisdom. جاهل العمل, their actions show ignorance. Can you imagine such a person? I'm sure we all can picture someone or a group with these descriptions. When they put things into action, their real intentions will show in their actions. Why? Because they end up hurting everybody. Al-hartha wa nasl, not just people, even environment that they claim to protect will also be hurt. This is exactly mentioned in the Quran. People and environment. People and crops. Not just human beings. Everybody will be affected by their lies. Wallahu la yuhibbul fasad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like such actions. What else? How can we identify them? So they're يدعون العمل الصالح للناس والطبيعة وأثر عملهم واضح في الفساد. Their products, their outcomes, their actions will show nothing but problems, continuously growing problems, destruction, injustice. See the difference between the words and the actions. And last thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about them, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُ اتَّقِ اللَّهَ أَخَذَتْهُ الْعِزَّةُ بِالْإِثْمِ فَحَسْبُهُ جَهَنَّمَ وَلَبِئْسَ الْمِهَادُ. And if you talk to them and say, you know, your actions are contradicting with your words. Maybe you don't mean it. How about we do this? No? How dare you tell me that I'm not doing the right thing? I hope I'm conveying the right picture to all of you. If you come and advise them, they say, how dare you advise me I'm doing the right? Wallahi, I'm doing the right thing. I know what I'm doing. It is you that you are misunderstanding this piece of legislation. It is you that are misinterpreting our action. Look at the arrogance. أخذته العزة بالإثم. Their arrogance. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says izzah here, as explained by the ulama, it is because they're seeking power. And you're interfering with their journey to power. How dare you? No, I didn't do anything wrong. It is you that misunderstood me. You go and change and let me continue what I'm doing. Such people at the akhirah and the hereafter, they will face the consequence of their actions. But Allah gave us those words so we can think and say we're not going to allow them to continue because you're hurting us. You are hurting everybody. We need to take actions. Then Allah talks about the second type of people. How would they react to the first type? وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ ابْتِغَاءَ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ رَؤُوفٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. And then some people will buy themselves for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, some people will not buy into those claims, will not submit to such claims. They will distance themselves and work on the right thing despite of what? Wallahu ra'ufun bil ibad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, those people will get ra'fa. And al-ra'fa hiya al-riqqu fi al-rahma. Beautiful mercy, soft mercy. Allah is telling you, if you take this position and refuse to succumb and subdue and submit to false claims and lies, I will give you soft mercy. Why would you need soft mercy? Because you're going to get under attack. They're going to call you a liar. They're going to call you a terrorist. They're going to call you crazy. They're going to say, this guy is just, you know, we need to be softer. Come on. Tell him to calm down a bit. Allah is telling us in the ayah, don't worry, I will give you mercy. Don't expect mercy from them. But be ready. Because this is life. You push and you get pushed back. There's no such a thing as staying in a comfort zone and then protecting your rights. Because that's all what we're looking for, is protecting our rights. So these two people mentioned in the Holy Quran, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks to us about their product. We'll see it in the next half. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فيا فوز المستغفرين. أستغفر الله العظيم وأتوب إليه. استغفر الله. رب اغفر لي ولإياهم. اللهم اغفر اللهم بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Those ayat in chapter 2 spoke about the type of people that would want to fool others, basically for the sake of control, seeking power, to keep it simple. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks to us about the product of their actions. Allah told us that it causes nothing but destruction. It disrupts people's life. But do we know more about the product? Is there any specific information about the product of such actions? Indeed, in Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4, verses 116 to 121. In those ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about ash-shaytan. And we know when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Satan, the source of evil. So all evil around us on earth is rooted in this concept. So we understand what kind of things, what kind of evil is around us so we can deal with it. Because if we sit oblivious, ignorant, we will lose everything. Our values, maybe our lives, and everything we love. In those ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about ash-shaytan. إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به ويغفر ما دون ذلك لمن يشاء. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not forgive associating anybody with him, but he will forgive everything else if he wills to do so. ومن يشرك بالله فقد ضل ضلالا بعيدا. And those that associate others with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will go astray. Because it's simple and easy. You have a source of guidance, you believe it's the right source, you want to take guidance from others, then you suffer the consequence. You'll go astray. Simple and easy. إن يدعون من دونه إلا إناثا وإن يدعون إلا شيطانا مريدا. Those that insist they don't want the path of righteousness, logically, what other path would they choose? Evil. Life is simple. Righteousness and evil. If you don't want righteousness, if you don't want good, you want evil. Evil might be easier path for you to reach power and control. But what would this path of evil show you? Here, listen. لعنه الله. Iblis, shaitan, has been cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وقال لأتخذن من عبادك نصيبا مفروضا. He said, I will lead them astray. It's a promise. We all know the story of creation. It's a promise. The story of Adam alayhi salam. He will lead us astray. This is his job. How? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the secret for us. قال ولا أضلنهم ولا أمنينهم ولا آمرنهم فليبتكن آذان الأنعام ولا آمرنهم فليغيرن خلق الله ومن يتخذ الشيطان وليا من دون الله فقد خسر خسرانا مبينا. 4 things that will lead you to total loss. First one, لأضلنهم. I shall lead them astray by spreading, meaning it fits, spreading complete confusion. See, people around us are confused. Information is flowing in different directions. We don't know what's right, what's wrong. You don't know who's right and who's wrong, who's good or who's bad. All these around us, the spread of confusion is an act of evil. So you will not be able to make a decision. You don't get good information from trusted sources. So spreading confusion through media, through movies, through songs, through shows, through meetings, whatever media it is that will bring us confusing information, this is a deliberate move. It's not a coincidence. Because this is how you lose your state of focus so you can push back. وَلَأُمَنِّيَنَّهُمْ. And al-amani here And as we know, وَمَا نَيْلُ الْمَطَالِبِ بِالتَّمَنِّي وَلَكِنْ تُؤْخَذُ الدُّنْيَا غِلَابًا. At-tamanni is staying in a state of hope. I want to do everything by being hopeful. I want to become a millionaire, but I want to play on my PS3 24/7. How are you becoming a millionaire? A state of tamanni is when people want to achieve this much, but they don't want to do anything, thinking it's doable. So we become mediocres. We become fools. We become سفهاء. كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم التافه لما قال حذرنا من الرويبضة وقالوا من الرويبضة يا رسول الله قال التافه يتكلم في أمر العامة. The silly, the ridiculous, that has no basis for judgment or development. Nothing, empty, talks about stupid things, and I'm sorry to use that word here. Talk about futile, unnecessary things. We have people dying and they talk about some silly stuff. It's not the place to talk about it here. We have people suffering and we talk about silly rights. Safaha, mediocres. This is the life that we live in. And here I advise all my brothers and sisters and everybody listening to me, please protect your children from safaha, from ridiculous lifestyles, from ridiculous interest. Raise your kids to be serious and do serious things. To keep them away, because when they become ridiculous people, where their interests are so futile, they only care about ridiculous stuff, they can't build their lives. They can't push back. So this is one of the strategies that evil is spreading, is to keep everybody ridiculous. Number 3, لَأُمَنِّيَنَّهُمْ وَلَآمُرَنَّهُمْ فَلَيُبَتِّكُنَّ آذَانَ الْأَنْعَامِ. And this, in simple explanation, creating new religions. Number 3, every day we see people coming out and calling this religion, that religion. They just want people to be distracted by focusing on attacking religions, creating religions, and attacking religions. And we see this happening around us all the time. And the last one, وَلَآمُرَنَّهُمْ فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. And I shall order them to change the creation of Allah. It doesn't get any more clear. I shall order them to change the creation of Allah. Allah created us. He knows what He created. Not anybody else. Not internal feelings. Not external prescriptions. Not a research. Allah, the Creator. He created us. He knows what He created us. What did He tell us in the Holy Book? Whatever He said is the right thing. And we see in these 4 strategies, they're throwing us into total chaos. And by being thrown in total chaos, you can't stand up for your rights. You can't stand up and push back. You can't stand up and build your life. And this is not what we want. We want people to be educated, well-informed, prosperous, safe, coexisting with everybody. We don't want anybody to be marginalized. We don't want anybody to suffer injustice. This is the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But unfortunately, there is always a group that would want to play on the differences so they can stay in power and stay in control. As I said, this applies to you as an individual, at home, at work, at school, applies to governments, applies to all human beings. Nobody's excluded. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the wisdom to understand His guidance and give us the wisdom to apply it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us, protect our deen, protect our children from all evil. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us and shower us with His mercy. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the right heart and mind to understand what's happening around us so we can protect ourselves and we can protect all the weak ones. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect all the weak people across the globe. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية في الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم عافنا في ديننا، اللهم عافنا في دنيانا، اللهم استر عوراتنا وآمن رواتنا واحفظنا من بين يدينا ومن خلفنا وعن يميننا وعن شمائلنا ومن فوقنا، ونعوذ بعظمتك أن نغتال من تحتنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. وأنت يا أخي أقم الصلاة. And I ask you please, brothers and sisters, to remain for a couple of minutes after the prayer. We have respected guests with us that will address